2 laps of the track. Many people feel this is the perfect distance. Lots of speed, lots of jostling for position, lots of pace judgment required, lots of racing nous required. Well, the pacemakers Ben Madi and Kipruto share that outside lane. They've been asked to go out in 50 seconds and then 1:16 at 600 metres. The meeting record, incidentally, 1:42.20 by a certain Wilson Kipketer, who was hanging around in the hotel today, the Great Dane. That was back in 1997. Marco Arop of Canada, what a season he's had, the 23-year-old World Championship bronze medalist, second in that great 1000 in Monaco 3 weeks or so back. Emmanuel Kipkirui Korea, the Olympic champion, the world champion from Eugene. Only 12th in Monaco in that 1000 though. Jake Whiteman won it, remember. He's the world champion of 1500 metres. Relaxed and chatty yesterday he was. He's got the 5th Avenue Mile next week. Mariano Garcia, the world indoor champion from Spain there, sharing lane 4 with Elliot Preston, who was 6th in those world indoors in Belgrade, 8th in the European Championships, Preston of Belgium. Been some great Belgian performances tonight. I wonder if he can join them. Gabriel Tual was 7th in Tokyo last year, the Frenchman. He shares lane 3 with Ferguson Rotic, who was the Olympic silver medalist last year. Rotic took a bronze medal back in 2019 at the Worlds. He wasn't in Eugene though, Rotic. Maybe a bit fresher, a bit more frustrated than most. Wycliffe Kinyamal Kinsassi there to left of picture as the Commonwealth champion, indeed twice Commonwealth champion. He won in 2018 on the Gold Coast and he won in Birmingham, and he shares lane 2 with Benjamin Robert, the big winner in Paris at the Diamond League, who was 5th in the European Championships, and Jamal Sejati, the Algerian, who's the surprise package of this summer, frankly, over 2 laps, silver medalist at the World Championships in Eugene. Ran 1:43 in Strasbourg back in the middle of June and shocked everybody with that great running in Eugene. Sejati, haven't seen a lot of him. He hasn't raced since Eugene, by the way, and that was weeks ago now. So Korea, the Olympic and world champion, has to start here as favourite. Jake Whiteman goes in lane 5 in those pink shorts. They look pink anyway. I don't know if it's the bottom of his vest or the top of his shorts, but he goes away pretty hard there. And on the outside, Ben Madi of Algeria is tasked with taking them out early on. 50 seconds at 400 is needed. The Olympic champion and the world champion at 800 up against the world 1500 metres champion. Arop, the big figure, moving up into 3rd place, in 3rd or 4th place there in the white vest. He's a really overpowering presence, is the Canadian.
Well, the pacemaker's been tasked to take them through halfway in 50 seconds. It's going to be there or thereabouts. It's a very, very lively start, and they're strung out, and it's almost bang on the money. 49.66 at 400 metres.
Great pacemaking from Ben Madi. Jake Whiteman in 5th at the moment, quite supreme in that 1,000 metres, remember, in Monaco. That was a 2:13 performance as he got the freshness in those legs. He seemed pretty chipper yesterday. Rotic moving down the outside. Ben Madi moves wide. Whiteman moves wide as well. Kipruto at the front end at the moment. And Whiteman hits the front. It's an early challenge from him. And it's Korea, the world champion at 800, on the shoulder of the world champion at 1500. Whiteman trying to make it a long run from home to use the strength factor into the straight. Korea has got to try and come past him now. Has he got the speed? The head is rocking from side to side. Whiteman is moving away. Robert coming down the outside. It's a big win for Whiteman this run, and that is a massive new personal best for Jake Whiteman. His first time under 144. 143.65, and he made it a test of strength. He's such a smart racer. He knows that over 400, over 600, plenty of those guys that are behind him just now have the beating of him. But he makes them work for it from a long way out. The pacemaking was superb, 49.66, spot on at 400. And he gains a little bit of revenge there over Korea. Well, what a run it was from Whiteman. He won in Monaco over 1,000, wins here over 800. He's world 1500 metres champion. He is pretty much a sort of 1980s style complete middle distance runner, isn't he? There are not too many these days, Chris, who cross that divide between 800 and 1500.
You're absolutely right. And throw in there one enormous racing brain. He's got such great racing intelligence. And as he came, we'll see it again in a moment on the replay. Here it is. Almost exactly the same position as in the World Championships in the 1500 metres. When he committed, he went well. In Eugene was against Ingebrigtsen. Here is against Correa. Correa's head is rocking, and he just has the measure of them. And once he gets ahead, he is very difficult to shift, and that is clear daylight. That is what, 2 or 3 metres. A really deserved big personal best there for Jake Whiteman. He's having the time of his life, and he can move on from Zurich straight to New York next weekend for the Fifth Avenue Mile. He's absolutely loving his athletics at the moment. Sejati finished strongly in the end to take second place on a photo finish from Correa. But Whiteman, you know, rolled the clock back 6 months. Would we said he would be world champion in the 1500 metres and beating the world and Olympic champion over 800? I'm not sure we would.
And it makes you wonder what Jake Whiteman can do when he puts in a little bit more speed work and focuses upon 800 metres. Don't let's forget that he ran 7:37 indoors last February. A really quick 3,000 metres from him. I think I called the second place Robert. My apologies. It was Sejati, 1:44.12, just out tipping Correa, the world champion. A lot of tired legs out there, let's be fair. Getting it right on the really big day of the season. The championships is what it's all about. Whiteman looked pretty jaded at the European Championships in Munich, where he took second place in the 800, a race I expected him to win, but he makes up for that here tonight, and then some. 1:43.65, and that makes him the 4th fastest in the world this year.
Jaroslava Majucic then, the bar at 2:10 still. 3rd and final attempt for what would be surely the cherry on the cake here in Brussels tonight. This would be a world record, a record that has stood since 1987. Stefka Kostadinova, the Bulgarian, 2:09. No, but once again, that is a great series. It's a great evening, you have to say, for Majucic. But the 3 attempts at 2:10 were really genuinely competitive attempts. It doesn't feel far away, but 2:05 she ends with. Unbelievable. Here is that 2:05 success we should have brought you earlier on.
Well, there was so much going on, Chris, wasn't there?
There was.
We can only bring you so much. As you know, I know all of you sitting home will be aware. You might have been frustrated you didn't see it live, but here it is. She cleared 2:02 first time. This is second attempt at 2:05. It's a new national record for her. It's the highest jump in the world this year. And that gave her enormous confidence. Because I'll tell you what, I think her 3 attempts at 2:10 were great. Yeah. They were 9 out of 10 jumps. You know, and you quite often see a high jumper refuse a height, put their hand on the bar or run through. But she really attacked each and every one of them. So the sap is rising for Majucic. And whether or not she has 1 or 2 more competitions to come this season, the fact is she can go into her winter really buoyed up by this. And it's so easy to forget that she's just 20 years old. She's got such a mature head on her shoulders.
Well, we've had so many brilliant performances here in Brussels this evening. It's difficult to pick out which of them we should choose for you. Carol Winger, of course, in the javelin was brilliant at the age of 36. We're looking here at Majucic with that huge person.